They have so many myths, yet they move forward with the age of energy. They were actually the first European country to have electric streetlights. And
Are you serious?
Oh, I love you more than words can say.
Yo, ladies and gentlemen, it's your boy Shady Shae, the one and only guys, and I'm back with you here again today. Soon, Shady Shae, single rule, she unicorn. Buna, buonasera. Are you guys okay? Ceface. Guys, all good, yeah? Are you ready for this, guys? Geography now, Romania, here we come. Let's do this, guys. Okay, but first start, go down quickly, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, give me some love, my Romanian army. Let's get this started. And guys, don't be shy. You can follow me on my Instagram, okay? This is my Insta. Just give me some quick like, okay? Quick like, quick follow. I go live a lot, okay? Once I go live, guys, you can just join in my live and chat to me. All right, guys? Do not be shy. Oh, shit, it's crazy, guys. Okay, first of all, like.
if any of you have ever had a family reunion, you all know what it's like to have a Romania show up. It's like,
Hey.
yeah, it doesn't matter if you're in a cold,
Romanians-
dark castle or a
Romanians
tropical
are,
beach with
yeah,
margaritas.
crazy
If
still.
you're Latin, you're part of the family.
Fun loving. I've been to Romania, Bucharest.
Hey everyone, I'm your host Barbs. No, I'm not gonna make any Dracula jokes, and do not call these people Slavs, and no, unless they actually are gypsy, do not call Romanians gypsies.
Yeah, we hate that, and they only make up like 3% of our population.
Yeah, and don't call us gypsy. We prefer Roma or Romani.
That's too close to Romanian. Just stick with gypsy. That's how this whole mess got started to begin with.
Well, Europeans gave us that title gypsy by mistaking us for Egyptians.
Then what do you want to be called?
Roma or Romani?
So yeah, anyway, let's look at the
Drama.
globe and see where Romania is on the map, shall we?
Let's go.
Romania is unique because it's not only positioned in a weird spot, but it's culturally isolated. It's like the easternmost point of Latin influence. Quite a story, and it all starts in Europe. Romania is the 12th largest country in Europe, located at the crossroads between what is considered Central, Eastern, and Southern Europe. So it's hard to give it a single regional title, but for what it's worth, it borders 5 other countries and the Black Sea to the east. The nation is divided into 41 counties with their
41
own city
counties.
councils. However, to make things easier, the counties are kind of clustered into 8 development regions,
Okay.
which don't actually have any administrative power, but rather tie groups of counties together to facilitate economic activity. Culturally speaking, though, Romania is also kind of divided into 3 general historical regions: Moldavia, Wallachia, and the well-known Transylvania.
Wallachia. I never heard that. It sounds Arabic. I've heard of Moldavia, Transylvania, but Wallachia. Okay.
Yes, Transylvania. We'll talk about that later. The capital, Bucharest, located in the south,
I've
acts
been
as
there.
its own
I've
county,
been to
and of
Bucharest.
course has the highest population of any city.
For
Here
about
you can
4
also
days.
find the largest international airport, Henry Coanda International. Otherwise, in the second largest city, Cluj-Napoca, in the northeast,
Yeah, I know
you can find the
Cluj-Napoca.
second busiest airport, Avram Iancu International. And of course, in the third largest city, Timișoara, you can find
Timișoara.
the third busiest airport, Tiraien
Yeah,
International.
I've been told to go to Timișoara. I was told it's so lovely, so beautiful as well. But I've never been. But yeah. I was planning to go to Romania last year, but COVID struck and then plans cancelled, you know.
Otherwise, anything shipping related usually comes in from the Black Sea, with the largest port, the port of Constanța, which is also the largest
Constanța
shipping
as
port
well.
on the Black Sea. Keep in mind, just a
Yo,
skip away
I've been
is Snake
invited.
Island, that Romania and Ukraine had a
Many
small dispute
places
over that finally
in
got
Romania.
resolved in 2009.
Snake Island.
Ukraine won. Dang. Anywho, the country has a wide, extensive rail and road network that reaches every neighboring nation. Disputedly, the busiest road being the A2 and A3 roads, linking the Black Sea to Bucharest and further to Hungary, traversing the Carpathian Mountains.
I
Otherwise,
see.
Romania is
Okay,
unique because the
interesting.
country in itself didn't always look the way it did. There's Moldavia, not to be confused with Moldova, although Moldova does get its historical name from that area. There's
Okay.
also Wallachia and the infamous Transylvania. That's right, Transylvania is in
Dracula.
Romania.
But it should belong to Hungary.
We'll get to that later. Now, Romania is definitely not shy of making
I get
landmarks
it.
and sites of interest that stick out, and they take many aesthetic cues from multiple people groups. You'll see buildings that look French,
I've been
buildings
there.
that look Slavic, some that look German, and some that just kind of do their own thing. For what it's worth, though, here are some of the top spots you guys, the Romanian geography, suggested we mention: the Palace
Okay.
of Parliament, the National Heroes Mausoleum, the Gates of Iron, Constanța Casino, the Silly Cemetery of
That's
Maramureș, this pole thing, Salina Turda, this ancient
Yeah.
Dacian site, the King Decibel statue, the Tunnel of Love, this really cool bookstore, this ancient temple. Sibiu is like the most Transylvanian
Sibiu.
city you can get. Houses even have eyes on them. So many churches like these, including one that was built into a cliff and the tallest wooden church in the world. Brasov and
Interesting.
Rashnov also have those cool citadels and churches. They even have those Hollywood signs on hills. There's so many castles, many of which are said to be haunted, but the most famous one probably being
Bran.
Castle.
Definitely,
or
yeah.
Dracula's castle.
That's
Yes,
what I
the
wanted to
famous
go to.
Dracula Castle.
But
which is
obviously,
not even mentioned
I'm gonna
as
go
the
my
home of
friends.
Dracula in the book, and it was
Not
written by
alone.
an Irish guy. And Vlad the Impaler was just an inspiration of Dracula. He wasn't actually Dracula, and he never even set foot in this castle.
Will you shut up? Don't give away our secret. This creepy gimmick
Oh,
makes
is
us
it?
a lot of money.
By the way, guys, this is Jason. He
Is
taught
it?
me motion graphics and helped me launch the entire channel.
He's a vampire.
Bad. Yeah, lots of creepy haunted
one.
sites going on. And it doesn't stop at the buildings.
Almost
They
a
have
bit
entire
cringe,
forests
though.
that people are afraid to step into. Which brings us to... Romania is kind of like the land of legend and electricity. They have so many myths, yet they move forward with the age of energy. They were actually the first European country to have electric streetlights, and
Are you serious? The first to have electric streetlights in Europe.
they even have a Prometheus statue holding a lightning bolt. For what it's worth, though, the nation is about evenly divided by plains, hills, and mountains, with the mighty Carpathian Mountains, the third largest chain in Europe, dominating the north and central parts. Here you can find the highest peak, Mount Moldovino, in the hook of the southern Carpathians.
Okay.
From there, there's one little detached cluster of mountains in the northeast, known as the Apuseni Mountains,
Apuseni
which effectively
Mountains.
makes the hills of Romania kind of look like Pac-Man. And in these Apuseni Mountains, you can find Scarishwara, which claims to be the largest underground glacier in the world. These mountains are essentially formed by the smaller Carpathian micro-fault line within the larger Eurasian tectonic plate. This is also what explains how, even though Romania is inland, it has small
Wow. So much information to take in. So much information to take in, guys. That's so crazy, man. Wow. So much. I've heard so much about Romania. Pioneering so much in technology, so much in inventions, achievements, in even sports, in music, and many things. I've heard it a lot. Okay, I've not checked them all out, but I've checked quite a few, and yeah, I found them out to be true. But yeah, this is really interesting, really inspiring. I think Romania need to get back up on their feet again. Just guys, get back up again. Be a force to reckon with again, like you used to be, man. Come on, it's time to wake up, innit?
distinct areas of geothermal activity, such as the mud volcanoes of Berka and small hot springs in the west side of the country. Between these mountains and hills, you have the Transylvanian Plateau, where you can find the largest non-shared river fully within Romania, the Mureș River. However, on the east and south sides, you have the Moldavian and Wallachian plains, where the longest river shared with Bulgaria, the mighty Danube, flows into
I know
the
the
Black Sea.
Danube.
Along the Black Sea coast, you get the flattest and incredibly beautiful Danube Delta area, the second largest delta in Europe after the Volga,
Second
and is
largest
considered the
delta
most
in
well-preserved. This area in itself is a biosphere reserve and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. It is the largest continuous marshland in Europe and has over 1,600 plant species alone. This whole
600?
flat marshy area along the coast is also known as the Dobruja region. Here you can find what is considered the largest lake of Romania, known as Lake Razelm, which is actually a
Razelm.
freshwater lagoon known as a liman.
Lake Razelm is the largest lake in Romania.
Lake of Romania, known as Lake Razelm, which is actually 1,600 plant species alone. This whole flat marshy area along the coast is also known as the Dobruja region. Here you can find what is considered the largest lake of Romania, known as Lake Razelm, which is actually a freshwater lagoon known as a liman. This lake actually used to be connected to the Black Sea as a salty lagoon, but in the 70s, a thin land barrier was built to keep the Black Sea out, which has now changed the ecological conditions drastically, making it a freshwater lake. Overall, if you zoom out, it's a relatively lush European country. And with that, it's time for my triple shot espresso break.
Okay.
Noah usually comes in for this segment, but unfortunately he's still out visiting family. So how about we add some pumpkin spice to this order, shall we? Bibbidi bibbidi bop sagging.
Get it? Pumpkin. In the shortest way to summarize it, Romania started out as a shaky post-communist state that many people didn't know how to interact with. Essentially, joining the EU in 2007 really helped. It was like,
All right, so we just had a revolution. Communism is gone. We'd like to join your party. Here's our application.
everything seems to be in order, but you do have some sprucing up to do.
Oh, okay, just hear me out. We're going through legislative reforms. We're opening up a free market. And just to prove we're dedicated, we even put visa regimes on countries like Russia and Turkey.
You have to wait 14 years, you won't be Schengen, and you have to use your own currency.
Woohoo! I'll take it.
Hey, what the Romania. You totally ditched me back there. If he's in, I'm in.
That's true.
And that's how lots of money started flowing to Romania. Today, Romania is the largest electronics producer in Central and Eastern Europe.
Largest electronics producer in Central and Eastern Europe. Okay, I didn't even know that.
Due to the highly fertile land, Romania has lots of cheap and abundant produce. Often at the end of harvest season, you will see huge stacks of things like cabbage and watermelon. I love watermelon with lemon.
I love
So do you, Paul? I
watermelon
know
as
you
well.
do.
Oh yeah, nice.
They are one of the most underrated wine-producing countries in the world, usually around 12th place in overall world production. Theoretically,
12th
Romania has
all
the
over
third
world.
highest capacity for geothermal energy on continental Europe after Greece and Italy.
Ahem.
I said continental. You're an island and not even fully in Europe, okay? Otherwise, as a very lush and forested nation, Romania is home to numerous animal species like foxes, hares, bats. Remember good old Wojtek? Well, Romania has the largest population of brown bears in the world outside of Russia. And keeping up with the spooky theme, Romania has quite a few haunted or cursed natural sites. The two most famous ones probably being the Witch's Pond. Okay, that's a bad witch voice.
I'm not gonna go
where
there,
scary
bro.
things are said to happen, and even animals won't drink from it or go near it. Yeah.
Is it?
Okay. And Hoya. You know we have a Ho rainforest where I'm from? Yeah, it's called the Ho rainforest. And Hoya Forest, labeled the most haunted forest in the world, where people have seen everything from monsters, ghosts, UFOs, and even a portal that leads to an alternate universe. I don't believe it. How can you have monsters and UFOs in the same place?
I don't believe that.
So anyway, yeah. Food!
I don't believe it,
Some
though.
top dishes that you guys suggested include
Sarmale, mamaliga, chobra di perishawara, michi. Guys, I know all these things because I've had it already.
maize porridge, plum dumplings, these really cool ground meat
Michi.
rolls, placenta pastries, placenta.
They call it placenta. You're a joker.
Placenta, tokitura stew, jellified meat platters, organ meatloaf, and the
not had
national
this.
dish
Sarmale.
which was
I've
actually
had that.
brought over from the Turks during the Ottoman times.
I
But
had that.
Romanians, mostly being Christian, stuff it with pork. So that's kind of a unique Romanian twist, I guess. And things get even more twisty once you learn about the people, which brings us to...
Subcaparty.
Thank you,
Antonio.
You're welcome, Barbie. Send me home.
All right. Bob second. The Romanians have a saying. They are a Latin island in a Slavic sea. If you look at the position of Romania on the map, literally everyone
Interesting, but
surrounding them
cringe
is
too.
not like them. But we'll get into that later.
Okay, let's go.
Romania has just about
Show me.
19.5 million people and has seen a 16.2 population decrease since its peak in 1991 at 23 million.
Is
The
it?
majority of
What
the
happened?
country, at about 88%, identifies as Romanian to whatever degree, whether it be
3%
one or both
Gypsy.
parents being Romanian. After that, the second largest minority group would be the Hungarians, and more specifically, the Sikh people, found
Sikh.
mostly in the Transylvanian area. After that, the Romani, often called Gypsy, come in at third place at around 3%, and the rest are a bunch of other groups like Ukrainians, Germans, and general Europeans, and very few non-Europeans. Now, even though they are part of the EU, they are not part of the Eurozone, and they use their own currency, the Romanian leu. They use the type C and F plug outlets, and they drive on the right side of the road. Now, back to the identity thing, even though
They
Romanians
have the
hate
most
being called
beautiful
Slavs,
girls.
they have to kind of admit Slavic culture has kind of put a major dent in their upbringing and identity.
I mean, no lie, yeah, Romanians have got very, very beautiful girls. Very beautiful, very attractive, very sexy. And that's not gonna lie. I've been there, guys. I've seen them live for myself. So, yeah, it is actually true. Yeah, I mean, there are beautiful girls all over the world. But, yeah. People say about Romania, it's true, man.
Somewhere around 15% of their language is Slavic-based. On top of that, like most Slavs, Romania and Moldova are the only Latin-based Orthodox predominant nations on Earth.
Huh, it's like we're backwards versions of each other.
How did all of this happen, though? Well, to summarize, the area of what is now Romania was known in antiquity as Dacia, or Dacia, inhabited by Dacians, which were basically cousins
Spartacus.
to the mysterious Thracian people.
Yeah,
History doesn't
Spartacus.
record too much about them, but they were known for having interesting customs, warfare techniques.
Yeah.
Spartacus was a Thracian, and many of them were known for being redheads.
Whoa, ancient ginger warriors?
Redhead.
That's pretty cool.
Then in like the 2nd century
So
BC,
basically, Prince Harry is from Romania then, yeah? Redhead.
the Romans
Ginger,
came in
he's
and pretty
ginger.
much
He's
destroyed
ginger.
everything and made it their province. Moved a ton of Romans in and Romanized everything.
Oh, well,
This is essentially how the land of Romania
He
became
swore.
the easternmost
I
point of
Romanians
Latin
swear a lot.
influence in Europe.
The
Over
ones I
time,
know.
Slavic tribes migrated south after the Roman Empire fell, but they avoided the Carpathian and Black Sea coast, which they knew were Latin strongholds. After gaining ground in the Balkans, this essentially isolated Romania from every other Latin-based area, which kind of explains how they became a distinct people group.
Mm.
So that's basically how it all went down.
Yeah,
then
they
we
went
get to the
through
CK people, the second
historical
most populous
pains.
minority. Yes, that's how you pronounce it.
CK.
Basically, cousins of the
Okay.
Hungarians. These people are
Sikelis.
steadfast in holding on to their culture, language, and claim over the
Yeah.
Transylvanian region, known as CK land. They even have their own flag. Today, it's not such a big deal, but once every so often, you might get a little bit of tension between the Romanians and the CK. On top of that, Romania was a previous kingdom that ended in 1947, with King Michael I being the last king until he was forcibly abdicated by the Communist Party. Context, Hannah wanted to be the king of Romania in this skit.
Well, good to have you visit, Your Highness. But are you sure you don't want to seek asylum here?
No, no, thank you.
Wait.
Romania in this skit.
Well, good to have you visit, Your Highness. But are you sure you don't want to seek asylum here?
No, no, thank you. I shall return. My people will listen to me and respect my title.
Very well. Safe travels.
Sign this paper saying you won't be king anymore. We'll kill you.
Well, I tried.
And today, there are actually 3 people that can technically claim heir to the former monarch of Romania. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Now it's time for...
Daughter of the last king, Margareta. Okay. Custodian of the crown of Romania. Prince Paul of Romania. Grandson of the second to the last king. Great grandnephew to the third of the last king. Karl Friedrich. Okay. Head of the princely house of Hohenzollern.
Yeah. But anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. Now it's time for Random Hannah with culture stuff.
Now, with Romanian culture, it gets a little intense because they are saturated in myth and legend, especially with major life events like birth, marriage, and even death. Some of the traditions include things like, for a kid's first birthday, it is common to cut a lock of hair from the baby and keep it forever. Also, people might give offerings to the fate fairies by leaving gifts on the windowsill. Romanian weddings are also pretty extreme. It's common for the bride to get kidnapped by friends of the family for a silly ransom. During the kidnapping, the bride just kind of hangs out and drinks at a bar or something. I watched some YouTube videos about that. But then the girl's like happy at the end. It's weird, okay? And there are so many other small customs and festivals, like the Midsummer Festival, where women dress in white. The Kaloi Anul rain-making ritual performed by children after Easter or a hot day. Christmases are very important to them. In Romania, they go buck wild, making as much noise as possible, wearing costumes, sometimes having whips, and carrying staffs to ward off evil spirits. There's also that festival where the dudes wear women's clothing and masks with loud bells and they parade to ward off disease and evil spirits.
Yo, this is crazy, man. You guys have got so much cultural things, so much tradition, man. Wow, interesting. I mean, it's very interesting, very lovely. It's adventurous, something that I would really love to try. I'm a very adventurous guys. I like trying things. So yeah, man, very interesting.
On St. Andrew's Day, it's common to eat garlic and spread garlic all over the house to ward off the
Evil spirits.
Yes, as well as the
Okay.
stigoi, which are like Romanian zombies. Superstitions, charms, and so on are heavily ingrained in their upbringing. In fact, they even have a 16% black magic income tax for anyone that works in the profession, such as fortune telling
tax.
or witchcraft. Now, every region of Romania has their own folk costumes, which generally look pretty similar, but you'll notice they all
Yeah,
kind of
they look
have like
similar,
a Balkan
actually.
Slavic influence style. Romania also has 4 Nobel Prize winners, and they are known for quite a few inventions, such as insulin,
Yeah.
car wheels that are positioned on the inside of a car's frame, and the fountain pen. And now to Keith's
I heard
music
about this,
segment. But actually, guys, Keith is not here. He's in Germany. Will he make it on this episode of Geography Now? Stay tuned in the next 2 seconds to find out.
Yeah, no, Keith is still not here.
Sorry,
Hey,
mate.
Oh, okay. Sorry I'm late. Did I miss anything?
Noah's back. No, actually, since Keith
Let's
is not
go.
here, why don't you take the music segment?
You got it. Let's get this party started,
He's
shall we?
prepared.
Let's do this.
Oh,
Some
yes.
party.
Here we go.
Talk about them. Blown away by
As
the
an isolated
tunes.
Latin people group, surrounded mostly by Slav, traditional
Yeah.
music in Romania has always had a noticeable Eastern and Balkan European twang to it. Stringed instruments are probably the most preferred form of musical device, and even for percussion. This stringed instrument is commonly used. Some of the most common folk styles include Doina, or the shepherd's longing song, and the Song of the Elders. Each region has kind of their own version of these styles.
There is just so much to know about Romania that they had to use different people on different segments, man. That's mad still.
After World War II, they really started to dabble outside the folk and classic genres and started the Musica Ușoară Romanesca period, which means easy Romanian music. George Enescu being one of the prominent figures during this time, regarded as one of, if not the most important icon of Romanian musicians. After the fall of communism and opening up to the world, Romania dabbled even further with so many new brands and singers emerging into genres like rock, pop, house, and underground, and disputedly the most prevalent genre, electronic. Today there are about 10 major nationwide electronic music festivals found all over Romania, like Noise, Untold, and the biggest one, the Afterhills Music and Arts Festival. Fun fact, you know that Numa Numa song? Yeah, that takes you back about 10 years, right? Well, that band called Ozone was actually a Moldovan band with one Romanian guy. But I mean, Moldova, Romania, they're like basically the same people.
Yes, you are. You know you are. You're basically one of us. Yes, you are.
Yeah, but
there is no but. You are one of us.
And there's lots of other Romanian musicians and bands. We'll mention them later in the famous people section. Now it's back to you, old barbs.
Let's go.
Here we go. Alright, so in the quickest way I can summarize the history of Romania, Dacia, Roman Empire, tribal migration, Middle Ages, split into 3, Ottomans, Austro-Hungarians, Russians came in, World War I, country unites, things look good until boom, World War II, lose parts of what were formerly parts of the country, satellite USSR, Soviets banish royal family, really bad communist years, dictator deposed, democratic elections, European Union in 2007, and here we are today. Some famous people you guys, the Romanian geography suggested we mention in this episode include, full disclosure, I'm gonna probably mispronounce everything, Klaus Ioannis, Haji.
Yeah, yes, Haji. Definitely, Haji was a legend. Nadia as well.
Comeneci, Simona Halep, Christian
Simona as well.
Corneliu Porumboiu, Ilina Stase, Ina, Alexandra Stan, Marius Moga, Sebastian Stan. That one was easy. Jeez. Dustin Hoffman's parents are from Romania. Dan Lee's parents, Sergiu Niculescu, Gopo, Amza and Oana Pelea, Dem Radulescu, Jean Constantin, Andreea Esca, Angela Georgiou. I am so
Georgiou. That was funny.
Sorry, Romanians, I can't. But anyway, a lot of Romanians and a lot of friends that the Romanians have made over the years. Let's find out who they are.
Why didn't they mention Antonia? I thought they would mention Antonia.
When it comes to friends, Romanians have a saying, their only best friend is the Black Sea, because it never tried to invade them. In all seriousness, though, recent changes in the past 3 centuries have drastically changed the way how they operate their diplomacy. For one, after dropping communism and becoming a member of NATO and the EU, of course relations with other EU members have grown since the 2000s. And although they are one of the less wealthier EU states, their GDP and quality of life has risen thanks to heavy investments and loans offered by the EU. This, of course, has strained relations with Russia. Romania was once part of the Warsaw Pact that essentially cooperated with the former Soviet Union until the early 90s when everything broke apart. Not only that, but the whole conflict with Transnistria in Moldova only heightened tensions between Romania and Russia over time. Serbia is kind of like the only neighbor they have that they are pretty cool with, as no major conflicts have ever arisen between the two. Romania also sides with Serbia's dispute in the whole Kosovo conflict. With Bulgaria, it's kind of like they suffer together as the lowest ranking EU states in terms of quality of infrastructure.
I heard about that.
They're not even allowed to be part of the Schengen or Eurozone yet. As Danube River and Black Sea neighbors with a shared history of dealing with Ottoman Empire years, they do as much as they can to keep each other afloat. For what it's worth though, Romania loves to meet up with their distant cousins, the Italians and Spanish. When they meet up, it's like something just clicks and they get each other, even though they have completely different clothing and customs. On top of that, they have a huge crush on France, but France is like hardcore friend zoning them.
Is that so? Oh, sad. Is it? Oh.
Before English became the second most commonly spoken language, French was actually way more popular. They copied lots of French-style architecture, they adopted French words, and they pretty much copy-pasted the French Constitution. When it comes to their best friends, though, almost every Romanian has told me, it's not even a friend, it's not even family. Moldova is basically the same as Romania. Moldovans are essentially the closest people, their closest brothers and sisters. They basically speak the same language. Moldova just has a little bit more of a Russian influence. They love sharing a glass of wine, and no matter how detached they are from the rest of the Latin world, at least they have each other. In conclusion, with Romania you do get the land of electricity and myths and legend, so much folklore, yet so many crazy things that have happened that made them into who they are.
Okie dokie guys, okie dokie. Finally I've come to the end of this video. So much information to take in 19 minutes, almost 20 minutes guys. Woo, my head is exploding, my hair is going crazy. Romania, Chefach, guys. You guys okay? Yeah, good. So like I said to you, I've been to Romania guys. I went for about a week, 4 days actually. Yeah, I went for a show, amazing. I enjoyed it. The food was nice. Mama Liga, Choba di Perișoara, Sarmali, Michi. Then I have some other things as well. I can't remember the names yet, but so lovely. Still, the people were quite nice to me, friendly. I was walking down the road, people saying, Shady Shae. I'm like, oh, you know me. Am I famous? But I'm not famous, guys. I'm not famous. I'm just a normal guy. Okay, maybe I lied. Slightly famous. I don't know. Anyway, guys, I enjoyed this. Thank you for the information. So much to know. I know about Dracula, though. Bran Castle. I know, but I didn't go. I wanted to go. I didn't have time. Honestly, when I went, yeah, I didn't have enough time to tour the whole of Romania. But guys, when I go to Romania next time, okay, on my main channel, Shady Shae, I'm gonna go Romania. I'm gonna tour the place. I'm gonna check out places, guys. I'm gonna do vlogs, travel vlogs, because guys, I need to explore Romania. This time when I go, I'm gonna go to enjoy the city, enjoy the sights, the sounds, enjoy it properly, okay? Not just go and be like, okay, go for a show, be busy, but I'm gonna go enjoy it. Yeah, so good to know about the Black Sea, the biggest lake there, the Danube River flowing through the Black Sea. Oh, I talked about Black Sea already. Oh my days. Sorry. The friendship with Moldova, almost being similar. I know Irina Rima, she's from Moldova, okay, and the Moldovans are claiming her, but people are saying she's Romanian. Maybe it's just me talking too much, yeah. But guys, this is amazing, so informative, so informative. I know Romanians are very sensitive when it comes to talking about gypsies, okay? I know once we mention gypsies to Romanians don't really like it. They're like, gypsies are just 3%, they're not Romanians, we are Romanians. But yeah, this has just buttressed that point as well. And then, yeah, so good to know, and it's just shame and it's just sad that Romania and Bulgaria are just down the chain, and they're not really part of the Eurozone to use the currency. But things like this need to change. Anyway, soon Romania just needs to, I don't know, whatever, do. I better shut up about that aspect because I don't know much about the politics. But anyway, guys, I enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for the recommendation. I had a good one, okay? Anyway, guys, this has been your boy Shady Shae. Don't want only, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comment section. Also, smash the like button, subscribe to my channel, give me some love. It's gonna be a peace out from me, guys.
Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way. You are me. Oh, I love you more than words can say. You are me. Oh, you are the light that shine in my way. You are every day in the morning.